Hi friend, thank you very much for popping back onto my channel. Today I want to discuss the mind. If you know anything about human design, the whole premise of the human design system is taking away the decision making from the mind and we're dropping it into the physical body. Okay? I want you to just touch this for a minute. The mind is not a concretized materialistic entity. The mind is a thought. The brain and the body system are the concretized materialistic piece of our experience. The intelligence of the actual physical meat suit always will outweigh the mind. And this has been proven. This has been proven through the Heart Math Institute that mind is always 6 seconds behind the intelligence of the physical body. Okay? And that mind is actually based in reaction. If you know anything about human design and you've done any kind of research in human design, and if you know anything about base theory, the mind is based in reaction. Okay. So how I see it is when we're trying to make a decision through the mind, this is my visualization. There's this beautiful game that's called Pong. And it was an Atari game back in the day, kind of dating myself a little bit. And what that game looked like actually was table tennis. And your role, you had two paddles, if you were playing with yourself, or one if you're playing against somebody else. But here you are, and what's happening is trying to keep the ball on the screen, and you go up and down trying to keep this ball that's popping back and forth, popping back. And I look at that as a decision. And as you get really good at it, what happens is the ball goes faster. So the paddles have to go faster. And then as the paddles are going faster, they start to shrink. And all of a sudden it's like, ooh, this anxiety starts to happen up here. The mental unrest that is happening on our planet is palpable. Now, I'm not saying that human design, definitely zero disclaimer about me being a medical professional. However, if we could take the decision-making away from the mind and let it do its real job, and its real job is the decoder. It decodes our experiences, it decodes pattern, and it decodes life's inner mysteries. It's our decoder. It's not our decision maker. And then from all of that decoding, we are then able to be beautiful outer authorities for other people, meaning we've had the experience. We've tested the pattern. We've had these satari kind of moments that drop in. So that experience is happening through us. And then we get to share or empower other people based off of that. However, it's not about decision making based off of all of that information, because the intelligence of the body will move you. The intelligence of the physical body will move you to the correct initiation. It will move you in the correct invitation. It will move you based off of response. But it's not about decision making up here. So what I want to do today is I just want to walk through this just so that you can see the mind. I want you to know that there's going to be lots of videos about this, because this is where the mental unrest is happening in our world. Again, not a doctor, but can totally see it. After studying, trusting, and experimenting with this information, it is so apparent. It is so apparent. Okay, let's start here in the 64. The 64 is about confusion. So every experience has some confusion. Like, why am I in this experience? What is going on? How did I get here? There's always some confusion. And understand that the head center is about inspiration. There is some kind of information or inspiration, sorry, for you to pull out of that situation, okay? To pull out of that event, to pull out of that experience. And here's the other thing. Some experiences are really freaking inhumane. You know, human beings are very, very cruel to each other and ourselves. So what is the inspiration that you need to take out of that confusion? And then what will happen is that the mind will then concretize it. Oh, I've come to a realization here in the 47th trait in the Ajna Center, or the conceptualization. I can conceptualize what this experience was all about. And then we move over here to the 11 in the Ajna Center. And that Ajna Center, that 11th trait is all about, or gate is about ideas. Excellent. I have an idea. I have an idea based off of that experience. Now, again, I will tell you right now, none of this is for you to manifest from. It's for you to witness and see and let your mind do the decoding. So the 11th trait, oh, you get all these great, wonderful ideas. Excellent. And then from there, there is some beliefs that are created based off of the confusion and realization and the ideas. And then that communication piece can happen. None of this up here is for decision making or for us to use as a manifestation. Now, you may have seen some of my other videos. You may not have. Manifestation happens in the physical body, okay? It happens when we have a motor connected up to the communication, action, manifestation center, okay? So that's one way that the mind decodes. And for me, if you can see, it's completely undefined. There's no hanging traits. There's nothing happening here. So for my particular mind, it's interesting because it sees all aspects of this. It's able to bring information in, sometimes in a very logical way, sometimes in an experiential way, and also sometimes based on a really empowered way. So 64, 47, you pop over to the 11, you come down to the 56 in the throat center. This is all about like this abstract thought process. Okay, I had an experience. Why am I in this experience? What am I realizing out of this experience? What kind of ideas can I pull out of this experience? And then how can I stimulate the beliefs of other people based off of my communication? Okay. Now, let's pop over to the 63. The 63 is about doubt. The 63 is the logical process. Step by step logic, blah, 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 blah. We're moving into the future, right? We are, you've seen lots of my videos that I've done about the logical process. So there's doubt. We have to doubt the pattern. Something's happened and we get to doubt it. That's why science was built. So we test it, and we doubt it. And then we come down here to the 4. And the 4 is about formalization. There's answers here. There's answers. That pattern happened. Let's doubt it. Let's formalize a new pattern. Or let's prove the old one by keeping with the same formula. And then we come over here and we create an opinion about it. There's this concretized opinion. There's a concretized formula and a concretized opinion. And then we can then speak about the pattern based off of details. 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 Logic is details. Formulas. Answers. This is how our world really does operate. There is a pattern happening here. There is a pattern. So this logical process goes, oh, I totally doubt this. Then the universe will show us some processes, we can come to a formalization, we can create our own opinion, and then we can speak about it in details. Now, there's also this beautiful empowering process that takes place. We have this inner mystery. What is life all about? What's happening here? What's going on? There's this massive inner mystery. And right now, we are going through a tremendous amount of mental pressure right now, because this 61, Pluto, it's been sitting in Pluto or Pluto's been sitting in it, I guess, for a long time. So there's this massive inner truth that's happening for us. Inner mystery, right? What is this all about? And then we come to a rationalization. Oh, okay. We rationalize our purposes. We rationalize where we are. We rationalize, the empowerment of self. We are rationalizing this. This is how we can concretize this inner mystery. And then we come to this breakthrough. Oh, that's what this was all about. That's what that inner mystery is all about. Got it. Okay. And then we get to assimilate that, and we get to empower other people when we speak about it. 62 and 56, sharing. We're sharing with the collective. Sharing our ideas, sharing our opinions, sharing our doubt, sharing our formulas, sharing our confusion, sharing our realization. All of that's sharing. This inner mystery is about empowering. Okay, it's about that empowerment process. Now, nowhere in here does it say make decisions there. Nowhere. It's about witnessing all of this stuff taking place and then communicating it. Like, if science never ever told us anything, and it was testing patterns and never ever told us, oh yeah, hey, if you do this, this is the result. Lots of heartache could take place. Lots of accidents, lots of, things that aren't great could take place. But we're learning as we walk along. Oh, if you put your hand on a stove, you can get burned. Oh, okay. Well, that is a pattern that has been tested probably daily by little kids. It's a pattern. That happened. Okay. We learned. We got the details. When it's hot, our skin can't touch it. So understand that the mind is just that decoder of all of this information. We're just in this information soup, and it's decoding all of these experiences, experiments, and individual happenings that are happening in our body. Now, one is very cyclical. It happens kind of as a movement of up and down and around and around. The other one is logical. It's moving us into the future, step by step. Here we are, walking, okay? And one actually operates in a pulse. We have some breakthroughs, we can assimilate, and then nothing. Nothing happens, we meditate. And, we take time for ourselves, and we do self-care, and there's no, angels singing, and then we're like, what's going on? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. This operates in a pulse. You'll know it when you need to know it, period. And don't believe any, here I am talking to you about beliefs. Don't believe any BS story that tells you that every time that you meditate, you're going to have these breakthroughs. It's not. The only reason we have breakthroughs is because we've actually allowed our physical bodies to be healthy enough to have the breakthroughs. Our physical bodies, those cells that are in there, the trillions and billions and gazillions of cells that are in there, they're all just little tiny vortexes. And they're just operating in there. But when we fill them up with junk, it's really difficult to have those inner moments when it's right full of junk. So take care of the physical body and know that the pulse of when you need to know something, when your physical body's ready, you will know it. Someone that I love to listen to is Abraham Hicks. When you're getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. We're always getting ready to have moments that we can drop into. So understand that there's a pressure here, but this pressure looks way different than the pressure that's down here. The mental plane, the inspirational plane, well, there's pressure. There's this, I don't know how to explain it, but how I see it is that neutrino field is coming in and we're decoding it. We're decoding it through our physical bodies. We're decoding it through our minds. So there's this pressure. There's always something dropping into us, right? All these little information packages are always taking place. So the mental field, it's all just about thought. Okay, thought. Again, hence the reason why we have massive amounts of mindset coaches. We are a thought. In order for you to concretize on the material plane, we're going to talk about the material plane, we're going to talk about the mystical way, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. But in order for that concretization and that materialization to happen, there has to be an initial thought. That's just how the process works. And then from that thought, we get to use our decision-making strategy to move forward. We've decoded it, and then the physical body will then make the movement towards what it needs to make the movement towards. And this is not about a reaction that the mind is creating from the body. I might have some really awesome ideas, and I have lots of opinions that I'm sharing here, okay? But the only time that I use this up here is once somebody has pulled that information out of me and I get to respond to it. So there's a manifestation and a creation that happens, but it isn't because I thought I should do such and such. It's about other people pulling this out of me or the universe pulling it out of me. And then I get to respond and move forward into manifestation. So the manifestors or innovators, really, it's your connection with the program that absolutely has this information brought out of you so that you can innovate. For our reflectors, it's about what is happening in the entirety, in all of this energetic movement. Then there's an initiation for you to then sample and assess. For our builders, all these ideas, all this stuff that's being decoded, great. Somebody's going to ask you for it. The universe will ask you for it. And then you get to respond. I don't make videos every day. I don't respond to every single ask for videos. But I do write them down. And then who knows, that response might happen one day. It may not. But it isn't about my mind trying to make a decision for me. And then for our projectors or our advisors, who is inviting you in? Who's inviting that information out of you? Who needs that information? And then you get to go through your decision-making process. This is the correct way I'm going to guide this person. This is correct for me to guide this. This is the correct way for me to be that infopreneur and speak about this. There's so many different dynamics to this whole thing. But it is always, do not trust the mind as the decision maker. Trust that your decision making happens through the physical meat suit, because we were asked to be mystical. We were asked to build this material plane. And absolutely, when you see the beauty of how these two entities or paths intersect, you'll be absolutely amazed, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the mind. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.